waking up to WBKB Early Morning, your first look at news, weather, and sports. This is Early Morning.
Alpena Regional Airport is pleased to have installed their new lobby seats this week. Plus, people all across Michigan yesterday took the pledge to stop saying an offensive word. And lake levels are rising in the Great Lakes. I'll tell you what that means for the economy. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Reed. For our first look at the weather, let's check in with meteorologist Adam Claiborne.
Good morning to you, Ashley. Temperatures, they are frigid. 8 degrees below zero. North winds, well, they are calm right now. We have seen that calm wind throughout the entire night. A few clouds are around, but not going to be expecting many of them throughout the afternoon. As we take a look at our satellite and radar, you can see how we just go off to the south. Just some light snow showers here into Illinois, but for us, things are clear all across the state, and we have a high pressure that is in control. But guess what? Today, highs will make their way back in the 20s, and with all the sun, that will make it feel a lot warmer for us. So, hey, get ready for it. Highs will be in the middle 20s for us in Alpena, 25 degrees. Temperatures, they will start to drop back off by tonight as we will be closer to the middle teens for overnight lows. So, definitely an improvement from what we saw just this morning. And the clouds will continue to filter in throughout the night before our next disturbance comes in late on Friday, and we'll be seeing more snow showers Friday evening into Friday night, and maybe even all the way into early Saturday.
Thanks, Adam. Well, Alpena Regional Airport is continuing to see declines in their employment numbers, but that didn't stop them from making some comfortable additions to their lobby. WBKB reporter Lindsay Adeluca has the story.
Employments for Alpena Regional Airport have been on the decline since November of last year. But despite the numbers, the airport purchased 30 new lobby seats that were installed this week to better accommodate waiting customers.
There weren't enough. There weren't enough seats, especially if there was a delay. So you had your people that were waiting to get on the plane, and people that were waiting for people to get off the plane was all in the lobby, and there's just not enough seats.
Airport manager Billy McRoberts told me that the process to get the seats from Benton Harbor Airport wasn't cheap, but it will certainly pay off.
With the gas and U-Haul, it was quite a bit of money, but the seats are very nice, good quality, and well worth it.
In February, the airport saw a decline in employments of about 21%, but those who are frequent flyers in Alpena, like Gwen Shree, are very happy with the extra room that is now being provided.
Gwen, this is the first time you've flown in this airport since they've put in new seats.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Well, the seats are nice. It was more open before, and I kind of like that. You walked in, you knew exactly where you were, but it's nice. You know, it's a nice airport.
The lobby has been divided into 2 areas for security purposes. Now those who are waiting for another flight will not have to go through security twice. But no matter where you are in the lobby, you'll be able to enjoy a comfortable seat.
Governor Rick Snyder proclaimed yesterday Spread the Word to End the Word Day in Michigan. It's part of a statewide effort to encourage citizens to stop using the word retarded in casual conversation. Yesterday was devoted to helping raise awareness on the harmful effects that the R word has in our community. The Michigan House and Senate are also expected to pass resolutions to help support the cause. The Special Olympics and their supporters who originally started the campaign are asking people to make the pledge to stop using the word.
It's been a word that unfortunately has been thrown around way too much over the years, and it's silliness most of the time. People are using it, but they don't understand how negatively it comes across to somebody with a disability, with a cognitive impairment. So I would just like people to just get rid of that word, not even think about it anymore.
Supporters for the cause are asking people to focus more on the abilities of individuals and less on their disabilities. For more information or to pledge your support for the campaign, you can visit www.rword.org. And record-breaking snow, ice coverage, and cold temperatures this winter is proving to be beneficial for lake levels in our area. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says the Great Lakes water levels are rebounding this year after 2013's record-setting low lake levels. According to the report issued Tuesday, Lake Superior rose nearly 2 feet. Lake Michigan and Huron will see water levels rise 9 to 14 inches from last year's levels. Rising lake levels this year will not only prove beneficial for the boats traveling in and out of the harbors, but will also add to the economy.
And if we have a lot of water, that opens up the potential that larger vessels may say, well, you know what, we don't need to go all the way back to Detroit or Flint or someplace that has one of those. We can just go into Alpena, get in and get our boat pulled out there. So, hopefully it'll help in the revenue stream a little bit.
Last year, the Department of Natural Resources reported Lake Huron was almost 2 feet below its long-term average and 9 inches below the 2012 level. Low lake levels forced several harbors to be dredged. Although Great Lake levels are showing improvements, the Army Corps of Engineers says it's not yet ready or able to declare the low water crisis over. And this month is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and healthcare providers say early detection is key. Colon cancer is the 3rd most common form of cancer and the 2nd leading cause of death related in the country. Governor Rick Snyder says this month will help highlight the severity of the disease and provide education on the importance of early detection and screening.
The important thing about colorectal cancer screening for people is that it's a very personal test. For a woman, it's like getting a Pap test. For a man, it's like going in and getting tested for testicular cancer. It's very personal. We're worth it. We are worth it. Take the time to go in and get the test.
People aged 50 and older or with a family history of colon cancer should be screened. For most people, the screening test is 3 simple smears of bowel movement that get sent into a lab and tested for blood. If blood is detected, the next step would be a colonoscopy. Governor Snyder says with early detection, 90% of people who are diagnosed survive. When WBKB Early Morning returns, I'll be joined by Russ Green from the Marine Sanctuary to talk about their partnership with Alpena Community College. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed, and I'm joined here this morning by Russ Green from the Marine Sanctuary. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I know that you've kind of explained a little bit to me about how the sanctuary is helping to facilitate this marine technology degree at ACC. So I guess if you can kind of tell me how this got started and what the aim of this program is.
Yeah, it's really to train workers for this new economy. It's the blue economy. It's working on and around the ocean. And ACC got a Department of Labor grant to create a program to train people to work in this field. There are, hundreds of jobs over the next few, actually this year alone, there'll be hundreds of jobs in certain niches of this marine technology market. So it's a big umbrella, but it includes driving an underwater robot, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, driving boats, working around boats. There is so much activity in offshore oil and gas, and even some in research that it's ballooning. It's a big industry, and ACC wants to train students and even people making a career change to go work in this field.
Okay, so if you were kind of to say an overall definition of marine technology, it's pretty much just working around the ocean?
Yeah, with very sophisticated technology. As our economy shifts, we need skilled workers that are smart to go work with this stuff.
Okay, now tell me how the sanctuary kind of contributes and helps ACC with this program.
We allow students to get on the water. So with our research vessels and some of the technology that we use, it really gives them a first glimpse of working on the water. And this is great as potential employers look for students. This is some examples here, a couple of our research vessels and some of the products and technology. This is, ACC has their own underwater robot, this ROV. So when you go to ACC, you'll learn to drive that. This is a simulator at ACC, very sophisticated. You can log hours on this, so when you go to a potential employer, you've already logged hours on an ROV, underwater robot. You can learn to dive, scientific diving, research diving. So it's really quite a suite of skills you learn. This is one of the companies we're building a relationship with. This is a global company, 14,000 workers worldwide, and they produce these robots. These are underwater robots. They're about $5 million a crack. And as an ACC graduate, you can go drive these things in the field offshore. It's a challenging environment, it's a great paying job, and it's a good way to get into technology. And from there, who knows what could happen? You can go off into research. I mean, you might be working on a ship with Bob Ballard after getting some of this experience. So it's really varied. I think the core of it is that there are great paying jobs right now to get into the field.
And what kind of jobs, I guess, are there once you're done with all of this great experience?
Yeah, the most accessible one right now would be to work in oil and gas. Many of those jobs are offshore, so it's you're flying out to an oil rig and you're working with really incredible state-of-the-art technology. You might be working 20 days or 28 days on this rig, but then you've got the equal amount of time off. You can live anywhere in the country. You can live in Alpena, fly down to the Gulf and do this stuff. That's the biggest market, but there's also, from the ACC course, you could go on and do a four-year degree in mechanical engineering or electrical engineering that is in this marine technology umbrella. And from there, who knows, a graduate degree and maybe on to research and working with, as a biologist with this technology in the field.
Very neat. And I guess what would you say your favorite part of this whole program is?
You know, shaping it, figuring out where the market is, because we have to make it sustainable, we have to make it work, and then growing it so that it really covers all these different aspects. And students get a feel for all the jobs that are out there and select, you know, the path that they want to follow.
Okay, fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining us and letting us know a little bit more about this program.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And Sports is next with Shannon McGrattan. Districts continued last night for local boys basketball teams. She'll let you know if Alpena redeemed its only loss this season. Stay right here on WBKB 11 for all that and more as the news continues.
$1,324 is how many points the Alpena boys basketball team has scored so far this season. So in the grand scheme of things, 2 points is nothing, right? Wrong. It's everything, because those extra points, the Wildcats could have potentially gone into last night undefeated, but instead they headed to TC Central looking to beat the Trojans on their home court 11 weeks after losing by a pair. Alpena up 33-15 at the half, start of the third. Tyler Pintar, he ends with 19. Central trying to come back. Jackson Schreimer winning the battle inside, not once, but twice. Alpena up 18. Going inside is Andy Marweed. He kisses the glass for 2, but the Trojans run a fast break right after. Nate Scholzer to Brett Spansky, who finishes the play. This one is decided by 19 points, not 2. The Cats host TC West Friday at 7, looking to make it 21 straight. Moving to Class D, Onaway and Posen starting the action in Hillman. 6:30 left in Quarter 3, Carlos Bautista gives Onaway a 19-point lead. Travis Sharp, middle pass to Leon Picard, Posen down 38-21. 2 minutes later, Nick Hinska starts the Vikings run. He led with 18 in the fourth. Matt Wisniewski forces a turnover. Hinska to Sharp. That's good for 2. End of the game, Andrew Proud drops a triple. Onaway wins 59-49 and goes on to play the winner of this game, the host Hillman, looking to continue its 14-game winning streak against Rogers City. Tigers get on the board first. Ty Jones from downtown, he ends the quarter with 16 points. Casey Sikowski flirting with the line. Adam Belusar making the bucket. Halfway through the first, Chris Lopez chips away at RC's deficit. Hurons down 14-7. Mason Van Pamel getting the snatch shortly after he hit his 1,000th career point in quarter 4. But right now it's Gunnar Libby, bucket and foul. Second quarter, Mike Klein from outside the arc. The Tigers have won 15 straight. They play the Cards in district finals Friday at 6. South and Augrey Sims, the Eagles look to fly over the Wolverines in District 119 action. Start of the second half, it's Brett Mazer for 3. Augrey up 21-16. 2 minutes left in the third. Kelby Shrivier makes a 3-point play of his own, giving the Eagles the 2-point lead. 5 minutes left in the game. Taylor Jancy from outside. He had 17, and the back and forth continues. Hales Jamie Balba drives in the lefty. Game tied at 37. Ryan Caulfield gets to the line, missed the first, but hits the second free throw, and that's how it ends. Augrey wins 38-37. So who will Augrey play on Friday? Atlanta and Fairview getting ready for the nightcap. First quarter, Taylor Jurgens. Huskies take the 4-0 lead. At the other end, Hudson Zubalak gets the friendly bounce. Eagles down 8-5. Austin Hanrich drains a 3 of his own to tie it at 8 a minute later. And in the final seconds of the quarter, Sam Rosicki scoops it up and magically makes this bucket. Out of the break, Zubalak from outside the arc. This time Fairview goes up 1, but Atlanta answers right back. Jacob Dobin up and in to take the lead. Atlanta will advance to play Augrey. 40-38 is the final. Other boys scores from last night, Alcona top Houghton Lake 68-40. Trenton Laverne led all scorers with 37 points. Later in the night, the home team Owls fell 71-32 to the Thunderbolts. Mayo and Alcona tip off at 7 on Friday down in Oscoda. In Mansalona, Joburg was unable to beat ranked City, the Cardinals end their season 10-9, losing 69-40 last night. So taking a look at the final brackets, Alcona and Mile, like I just said, will play Friday at 7 down in Oscoda, while Augrey Sims plays Atlanta at home. That tip-off is at 6. Hillman also has home court advantage against Onaway. That game's scheduled for 6 as well. And right here in town, Alpena welcomes TC West at 7. So be sure to tune into WBKB News at 11 on Friday for highlights and scores from all of these games. High schoolers not the only ones balling last night. Pistons hosting the Bulls. First quarter, Andre Drummond gives Detroit its first lead with the jumper. 30 seconds later, Greg Monroe continues the Pistons' 10-point run. He ends last night with 27 points. Bulls regain the lead in quarter 2. Long ball from Kirk Hinrich is good, but Rodney Stuckey has a response, tying the game at 45. Detroit is unable to take control in the second half. Pistons fall 105-94 to the Bulls. And I hope you're not basketballed out, because tonight Pellston and Posen will play up in Pellston for regional finals. So tune into WBKB News at 11 for that highlight and score. But that's it for your sports this morning. Ashley, back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. For a look at what we can expect outside today, let's go back to meteorologist Adam Claiborne. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Ashley. Let's go ahead and talk about temperatures across the region and how cool we are, especially as you get right along the coast, or right along the shorelines here. Tawas City at 1 degree below zero, 8 below here in Alpena, and 3 below in Rogers City. You can see a little bit more warmer, or a little warmer air as you go farther off to the south and west, 10 here into Mount Pleasant, and 13 in Grand Rapids. Very cold air, and it's going to be very chilly only for the morning before the sun does eventually come out, and we'll see that those temperatures really will spike up pretty quickly as we'll make our way back in the middle 20s for afternoon highs. 19 in Chicago, 17 over in Minneapolis. Warm and milder air making its way in from the southwest, so expect that to be here by later this afternoon and definitely by Friday. Satellite and radar, not much snow to talk about as you go a little farther south here. They do have some light snow in Illinois, but for us, high pressure is in control, so that will keep us mostly dry and also mostly clear throughout the afternoon, so it's going to feel pretty nice and look outside pretty nice outside. Southwest winds or southeast winds, sorry, are at 7 miles per hour in Houghton Lake, 8 miles per hour in Flint, and we have a calm wind from about Pellston all the way around the shorelines, and that is what has helped. Temperatures really dropped off so much throughout the overnight, and they'll start to pick back up yet again as that sun does come out. And wind chills, not too bad because we don't have the wind out there, but still temperatures are pretty cold. So -3 in Oscoda, 1 below in Gaylord, and 8 below here in Alpena. The winds, they will begin to pick up throughout the afternoon, so I expect them to be anywhere between 10 to 20 miles per hour, but they will be coming from the southwest, so really helping out with bringing in that warmer air. Sub-zero temperatures this morning before warming up quickly during the afternoon, and middle teens for overnight lows tonight, so not expecting it to be a very cold night whatsoever. This area of high pressure does eventually move off to the east, and that is when we'll be expecting that warming trend to continue all the way not only through today but also for Friday. As we take a look, we'll be seeing that the intense cold air is coming in from the intense cold air, it does fade away, mostly sunny skies for us as we go into our Thursday, and then by the time we head into early Friday, we'll see that more of the sun is around before more clouds come in, and there'll be very widely scattered snow showers by Friday evening and into early Saturday, so don't expect much to accumulate from that. As we take a look at our day planner for today, we'll be at a high of 25 degrees in Alpena tonight, 14 degrees for our overnight low, south winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and our extended outlook will be in the 20s on Saturday after that cold front does push through, but more of the 30s Sunday and Monday, and even for Tuesday.
Thank you, Adam. Well, coming up next on WBKB Early Morning, after receiving feedback from educators, the College Board has decided to redesign the SAT college entrance exam. Stay tuned. Good morning and welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed. In national news, the SAT college entrance exam is getting a makeover. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette reports from New York City on the changes.
The College Board, which creates the SAT test, conducted its own exam and decided it was failing students.
It is time to admit that the SAT and ACT have become far too disconnected from the work of our high schools.
The redesigned college entrance exam returns to a 1,600-point scale, and the essay becomes optional. There will be no penalties for wrong answers, and the questions will focus more on commonly used vocabulary and core math skills. The changes come following feedback from educators who say the SAT is not testing for skills that students need in college and afterward.
We've also been listening to students and their families. for whom these tests are often mysterious and foster unproductive anxiety.
The College Board also announced a partnership with the tutoring website Khan Academy to offer free test prep materials for the new SAT. That could benefit students from lower-income families who can't afford expensive tutors and classes.
We're not in the game of, hey, when in doubt, pick C, because statistically you have a 5% more chance of getting it right. We're not into this gamesmanship.
The test was last updated in 2005. The new version rolls out in 2016. Wendy Gillette for CBS News.
And for the first time, students will have the option of taking the new test on computers. Now we're going to take one last look at weather. Adam?
All right, thank you, Ashley. Again, 8 degrees below zero is our current temperature. We do have a few clouds out there. Winds are currently calm, and real field temperature just at 2 degrees, but it's still not feeling as worse as what it could be feeling because we don't have any wind out there. And as we take a look at our satellite and radar, more sun, that will help out throughout the afternoon as clouds are well off to our south and also well off to our west. Not going to be expecting many of them throughout the afternoon, so a mostly sunny sky does await us. We'll be seeing highs back in the middle 20s, so get ready for that as that will feel really good, especially in comparison to the middle and the upper teens that we saw yesterday. 25 degrees for our afternoon high, seeing all of that beautiful sunshine across the region. By tonight, expect things to cool off, but it's not going to be too much. Actually, it'll be quite mild in comparison to what we saw this morning at 14 degrees for our overnight low tonight, and we'll be expecting more clouds to make their way in with our next disturbance as it does come in throughout the overnight, and we'll be expecting more of the snow showers by later Friday evening.
Thanks, Adam. Be sure to tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6 for updates on news, sports, and weather. Felina Jones will have the latest in local news. Meteorologist Adam Claiborne will have your weather. And Shannon McGrattan will have updates from the world of sports. Also, don't forget you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night. Or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV. That's all we have for you today on WBKB Early Morning. Thanks for watching. Good Morning America's up next.